On this episode of Saturn Archives, I play the original and the 360 version of my favorite game, Guardian Heroes. As always, skip to the time on the screen if you want to get straight to gameplay. Alright, this one has been a long time coming. Anyone that knows me personally knows that Guardian Heroes isn't just one of my favorite games. Not even in my top 5. I think Guardian Heroes might be my favorite game. And of course, it's a Sega Saturn exclusive. Not really, but we'll get to that in a bit. First thing I want to point out is, you're looking at this cover art and you're thinking, wow, that cover art's fucking weird and lame and old. And yeah, this is an anime-based game. I don't know why they made this. It's weird. The back of the box is nice because it's simple, straight to the point, and has a lot of pictures. An enchanted sword falls into the hands of a band of young heroes assisted by a knight and a golden undead warrior that begin their quest to change the fate of the entire kingdom. Here's some of the bullet points we got. Use martial arts, swords, magic, and muscle to battle the force of darkness. Each character has their own unique fighting style. Customize attributes as they increase in level. Characters can jump to fore, middle, and background, which is cool. Choose over 50 different paths to reach multiple endings. That one's a bit of a stretch. I guess technically there's there's at least 50 different combinations of choices, but it's not all that big. And this one's really cool. Play a 1 or 2 player story mode, or play the player versus player battle mode. Use the 6-player multiplayer adapter to fight with up to 6 players at a time with 45 characters to choose from. That incredible boast is very real. As we can see, it has 6-player, 1 to 6 players. Every time you defeat an enemy in the game, you will unlock them in versus mode, and but we'll talk more about the game as we're playing it. We got the general starting up stuff, but this story isn't included in the game, so I do want to go over this. The Guardian Heroes are a group of adventurers who love nothing more than excitement and adventure. They've banded together in a search for a legendary sword, the one which supposedly saved the world in ancient times. One day, Han, one of the Guardian Heroes, is walking in the forest when he comes across a sword stuck in the rocks. He uses his incredible strength to pull the sword out. Taking it back to the Guardian Heroes headquarters, Han shows it to his friends. Could this be the legendary sword? Suddenly, a stranger bursts into the Heroes' HQ. As she is warning the Guardian Heroes to beat a hasty retreat, the Royal Knights arrive under orders from the King's advisor, Cannon, to find the ancient sword. What the Knights don't know is that Cannon is planning to take control of the kingdom after destroying the sword. Cannon must have the sword at any cost, and the heroes want to know why. The answer to that question will take the team in a quest across the land through battle after thrilling battle. Every decision counts in this sword and sorcery fantasy. Making the right ones and bring the Guardian Heroes to victory. Make the wrong one, and the sword will fall into the hands of darkness. Most of this is just going over. The game does have a lot of options, and it explains what all of them are. Of course, we have how to use the 6-player adapter, starting the game if you want to use the cartridge or console memory. Option mode, like I said, there's lots of options. We have all these difficulty settings, user-friendly reset key. There's so much here. All of this is really cool. It tells you that you can have like a player profile to keep track of your victories, losses, and ties in the versus mode. Shows you all the different characters you can pick. There's a lot here. It tells you about the versus mode. You can set the level and assign the characters because there are RPG elements in this, and again, we'll get to that while we're playing the game. But we're here for the lore. So let's get right to that. Alright, Samuel Han, originally a member of the Royal Knights Blue Team, he decided to head out into the world and become a wandering adventurer. He carries one of the most powerful swords ever forged, a legend in and of itself. And then we have his move list, and that's going to be a running trend for all of them. And Randy M. Green has been studying sorcery for many years. While taking a break from his studies, he met Han and the other Guardian Heroes. He decided that the best way to hone his skills was by traveling with the other heroes. His companion and fellow sorcerer is Nando. Randy is a shy fellow, but hopes to overcome this by adventuring with the Guardian Heroes. And it doesn't say who Nando is, but it's the little bunny on his shoulder. And Jinjuro is a ninja traveling in search of the legendary sword Muramasa, which is supposed to be so powerful that it has acquired a soul. Because of his desire to see this legendary sword, Jinjiro has decided to join the Guardian Heroes team. Right, Nicole Neal is a mischievous but devout cleric. She has gone with the rest of the Guardian Heroes, believing that it would be an interesting change of pace. She herself is an optimist and tries to see only the good in people, but it's best not to make her too angry, as she is also capable of casting some very powerful spells. Perhaps she's just tricking everyone into thinking she's a nice girl. Perhaps not. She's full of secrets. And of course, the coolest guy, who is going to get the best introduction in the game, Undead Warrior. This mysterious knight was brought back from the grave by a power far greater than life itself. Now on the side of the Guardian Heroes, the Undead Warrior follows the hero's commands. Controlling the Undead Warrior is done as follows. And hey, you thought this was just character profiles? No. Now it's going to tell you what the icons mean when you're controlling him. And that'll be a thing in the gameplay as well. There's my personal favorite to play as, Serena. The commander of the Royal Knights Red team, Serena has decided to side... That's a weird sentence. Decided to side with the Guardian Heroes. She seems to know about the sword Han has found, but has yet to reveal her information to the heroes. Who is she really, and why is she helping the Guardian Heroes? That's a good question. We have battle tips here, but I've played this game 100 times. I don't need your stupid tips. Actually, except this one when it says when you're dazed, you can press A rapidly or press the D-pad in a circle to come to their senses. I actually didn't know that. Ha! Oh well. Let's play this game. Also, a little bit of warning, we're also going to play the 360 version afterwards, so stick around for that. Oh my god, I am so excited to finally play this on this series. Oh, everyone shut up, the anime intro is starting. It's really cool. Now I hope you all paid very close attention to everything about that intro. Because that intro is also included on the 360 version. However, the 360 version includes the Japanese version, which is slightly different. Why did you gave me barely a second to press the start button? I barely got a couple sentences out, and it's going to go into demo mode. That's odd. Okay, we're going to skip that, though. Alright, let's just dive straight into the story mode. I have actually, on the Saturn version, long before the 360 version, I have actually got every ending and unlocked every character. But, you know, old games, it's really hard to keep track of that stuff, so we don't have a huge cast right now, just the four main dudes that we went over when we were reading the instruction manual and that we saw in the intro. There is a additional character that you can play as after you've beaten the game, and she is my favorite, and I'll be playing as her in the 360 version. But for now, we're going to play as Han. And I hope you guys enjoy my voice, because, you know, this is a beat 'em up, but it's also an RPG, so get ready for some fucking dialogue. Haha, this is great. I never thought we'd find such a great sword by ourselves. I wonder if anyone else is looking for it. Hey, be careful! It is an old sword. What will you do if it breaks? Don't worry, a great sword doesn't break easily. Is this really the sword we've been looking for? Let me see it. I don't care about that sword. I'm tired. Let's eat now. The Royal Knights are coming. Get ready. What? Who are you? Don't use that sword. What? This is getting weird. There's nothing we can do. Retreat. Let's get moving. Now the game does want me to head out the entrance, or the exit rather, with my boys. But just a little, you can fight in here for a little bit while the room gets more and more on fire. And I'm going to do that just for the sake of getting some level ups. So as you can see, thanks to the magic of a quick cut, the room is significantly more aflame as enemies pour in. There will be an end to this eventually. It's not like an unlimited guys until you leave thing. It will come to a point where the enemies run out, and then it just makes you leave. But yeah, I'm gonna cut all that out because I mean, there's so much game to cover here. Why waste it in this first room? All right, those last enemies were only trying to escape, so that's how I know we were almost done. Hey, who is going to pay for this room? There is a slightly different dialogue if you choose to leave instead. This game has so much different stuff and choices, you really have to play through it a number of times. The Royal Knights have arrived. There's no way we can get away from them. Everybody split up. We'll be able to lose them. They're after the sword. But where do we go from here? There's no time to talk. Let us meet at the graveyard ahead. Alright, now we're finally outside. Now the game is officially starting. First encounter, couple knights with a commander here. He's a bit of a mini boss. He has one of my favorite magic moves in the game. Hopefully we won't give him a chance to use it, because, I mean, there's a reason it's my favorite. Serena also has it, of course. Oh yeah, he's dead. Come on this road. There we go. Alright, now those guys are out of the way, and I'm nice and up close, I'm going to tell you a bit more about how the buttons work. A is block. You can pick a direction, but it will auto-block if you get attacked from behind suddenly. You got your low block. Again, it doesn't matter, you always auto-block. A and B at the same time is a backdash. I think B and C is a counter. Oh no, it might just be for some characters. Everyone has a slightly different thing, but as we can see, that's B while not holding forward. That's B while holding forward. B crouching. B forward crouching. There's no difference. C not moving. C moving. C crouching, and C forward crouching. Obviously B is quick and C is slow attack. And of course we have switching between planes. You know, usual beat 'em ups, you just move up and down on a plane. In this, we just have the 3 that you stick to. And you know what? I've played my fair share of beat 'em ups, and this is really the best way to do it. Because of course with moving up and down, you know, you press up and down to move up and down. But as I've already demonstrated, I have a crouch. I also have a jump. And we also, of course, have moves in the air. I think there's a... Yeah, and there's also a number of different moves that On has. I mean, those are all just the basic things. If you mash the B button, he does that combo that you just saw. Except there is a bug in the game that comes accompanied with this combo. You might notice, I'll see if I can trigger it here. Okay, sometimes you'll notice that the character goes red when I strike them. That's because of the sword's magic power right now. That will go away soon. There is a way to get it back depending on the story choices you make. It's additional fire damage, and you can be hurt by the fire damage. That's why it's kind of a problem. So if I'm doing this combo against a number of guys, there's a pretty good chance that I could get hurt by that if it, you know, if you place it in such a way. You can also press Z to open the magic menu. Han only has one, so I can't scroll, but other characters have options to scroll. Alternately, if you don't want to open the menu, if you want to cast it quickly, oh yeah, there's also a grab that's just forward and strong attack. If you want to cast it without opening the menu, there are inputs for that. So it's, oops. Not always, yeah, there it is. It's a quarter circle forward and then the magic button. But I mean, honestly, when Han only has the one, it might just be quicker to press Z twice. And he's dead. And now it's time to leave. Let's move on to the next stage. Well, not quite the next stage, but the next area. Falger. You have betrayed the Khans. You were chief of the Royal Knights and gave it up. What are you up to, Serena? I won't let you have the sword. Then suffer! Other than slow, like fills up very slowly. You'll be able to tell right away looking at this this boss's health that this is a fixed battle. He's got quadruple 9s in the HP. And yeah, if you're new to this series, you're probably immediately wondering, hold on, it was just swords and warriors just now and magic. Why is this a fucking robot with guns? Characters literally, you'll see mechs that have guns like this guy. There are no characters that use guns. That guy is shooting bullets, but no one actually uses them. As a knight, I must fight till the end. I'll give him the sword. Blade first. What happened? Also, remember that that lightning strike noise? That's a really cool sound effect. It is unfortunately absent in the 360 version, so enjoy it every time you can hear it. And of course, you may remember when we were reading through the manual, and we had little introductions for all the characters, and then everyone's just here, the merry band. This guy gets an intro, and it's so cool. That is, of course, the Undead Knight. And remember how I said this? There's RPG elements? Yeah, I got up to level 19 during that initial couple fights, and now we have to distribute our stats. Yeah, that's a fine distribute for now. Stage 2, Prelude to Hope. Oh, everyone's here. What is this monster? Isn't he one of them? Oh, please stop. Hey, he really stopped. Does he obey our commands? This is gonna be fun. My goodness. This warrior is the one that will bring back light to this world of darkness. What? Bring back light? You know something we don't? Where did they get that big golden freak? What are you waiting for? Attack! Do not disgrace me. We'll talk about it later. Hurry, give him an order. And now we have access to the X button, which is guard, yeah, fight alongside me, stay in front, stay behind, do nothing, and go crazy. For now, we'll just stick to the basic. And he gives a little grunt whenever he has received the command. Now, I think if you continue to run forward here, oh no, there's slightly different dialogue things that can happen depending on where you are in the stage. How dare you! You've got some nerve defeating my soldiers. You'll regret this. What now? Skeletons? I think this is where you can run forward. The dead rising from their graves. Is this power coming from this golden warrior? But this is only a town. Why has the body of a knight... Why was the body of the knight resting here? So if we were to stay here and fight them, we eventually get ambushed by a Cyclops, some soldiers, and some mages. But if we run forward and skip past these zombies, we actually come across this little dialogue piece. Hey, what's going on? Where do these monsters come from? It is of no surprise to me that Canon ordered us, the Black Knights, to seize the sword. I always thought this mission to find some old sword was meaningless. I didn't realize it had the power to summon such a monster. This will amuse me. Leave at once, sir. What? You must be joking. I am the leader of this mission. You are here only to aid me. You shall not take the credit away from me. Do as you wish. Everyone attack. Do as I say, or you will pay for your disobedience. So now we're... fortunately, the zombie skeleton dudes stopped fighting so that we could witness that conversation. And right there, that's there's a little introduction to one of Han's more widely used moves. You fight well. But you are still no match for me. I shall let you go this time. Everyone comes back. Thanks for fighting alongside me, you guys. The sword we found, it is his after all. What? Is it not the sword we were after? Oops. Yes, this is the sword. This golden warrior wielded it long ago. Legend has it that the sword possesses the power to wipe out the darkness. I had no idea it would summon the golden warrior. The kingdom has been desperately seeking this sword, and now I know why they are afraid of it. This warrior has the power to end the evil reign of the kingdom. Indeed, the plan to build a wizard's kingdom, enforced by the royal family, is against the will of the villagers. Are you planning to revolt with the golden warrior? I did not plan to involve all of you. But when the royal family discovered I was going to revolt, I did not think they would use so many troops. I cannot fight this battle alone. Do not be fooled by the royal family. Whoever has this sword will be captured and executed. From now on, all of you will be targets as well. We must leave here immediately. And now we get to one of the first choices. We can go to the town without fear, go to a nearby small village, or go to the forest and rest. There's also... Actually, I'll make this choice first. Why don't we go to a nearby small village? I hear there is a group of people gathering at the village who plan to rebel against the kingdom. So why don't we go there? And now, I only gain one level up. Obviously, it's a lot easier to level up when you start, and it does get slower going as you get through the game. I'm going to be leaving these out from now on, though. We've seen them, you get the idea. Powerless resistance. You'll also note that the stage number order isn't quite in the right order. This is not stage 4, this is in fact stage 5. These green guys cannot be attacked. They do have a health meter, but they are on my side. See? Wait. Well, he's just evading all my attacks anyways. Oh no, not those ones. But yeah, he's that's a resistant leader. We're gonna learn more about what his deal is soon. Hopefully I'm gonna remember to pick different paths when I do the 360 version so that we can see the various outcomes. They are really after us now. We must hurry to the village. Alright. Oh, that's a shit ton way. Oh, this guy's coming up from behind us too. You didn't have our back, resistance dude. Anyways, why don't we start doing some special moves? And the moves, of course, are generally a basic input followed by an attack button. And it's not specifically heavy or light. It actually, you can pick whatever you like for different outcomes. For example, a dashing forward move that breaks guard, quarter circle forward B, is a short one. The C version is much longer, as you can see. If you do not hit an opponent, you just sort of go and then do a cool pose. I guess it's important if I gotta hit someone to... Why are you just walking into this? Just break them. Oh, that's one of the fucking commanders. So let's use that move. Oh, if everyone just got around it. There we go. But yeah, that's how you break a guard. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's over here that's happening. One of my particular favorites is the down followed by an attack. Down B is a small little uppercut thing. Down C is much bigger, of course. Once you're in the air, you can do down one of the attacks again to do that dive. That's the weak one, and the strong one is that. You might be wondering, why would you ever use the weak ones? And, you know, I'll demonstrate that in a wee bit. I'm also sticking to this back row because I think, yeah, early on, after you make the first choice, you'll encounter these signs. And if you approach the sign, you have to be on that, on the background. Instead of going on to the next stage, you'll actually go to this, secret arena. Let's stay and do one fight.